We'll be right back after this penis touching break.
Hopefully our penises.
Good times.
I thought you were dead.
Sun out of your eyes and be yourselves.
Heard you were dead.
She's dead, wrapped in plastic.
That man's dead back there.
It was worse than dead. Must be dead. Is this a dead man, Doctor?
Hello, ninnies. Welcome back to the Roast Mortem Podcast. My name is Tom.
Hey, I'm Travis.
Whoa! I'm Cody.
And I'm Michael.
Hey,
off mic.
Hey, what's up?
This is off Mike's visual debut, so this is what he
hello.
looks like.
This is me.
If you guys are watching the stream on Twitch.
There you are.
Yeah.
Me in the flesh.
I mean, unless it's on the podcast in the future, but whatever.
It's okay.
They know now we do this on Twitch.
No, we do.
You should watch us on twitch.tv/roastmortemcast.
You should. Also, tell us what parts of this room need to be cleaned, because we're all blind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Blinded by my dad, wrapped up by my dad, and thrown out to the trash.
That makes sense. That's a good song.
Great song.
Your dad's a dick.
I know. Well, yeah, he is. That's his name.
Yeah. So, how's everyone's week going?
Good. Excellent. Sexy. Happy belated to you.
Oh, thanks.
That's
yeah, I got real
Happy
sexual. It's my 30th birthday.
Nice.
Ooh.
Yeah, I rolled around.
Hell yeah.
Slippery 3-0.
Yeah. I realized that when you turn 30, you really appreciate rolling around in your bed alone.
Nice.
It's fun. Yeah. These things happen.
Yeah. Yep. Tommy, you got a Switch?
Yeah, playing Nintendo Switch now. I am so distracted. I can't look in one place anymore because now I can move the Switch with my arms.
Oh, you can
know?
play video games on the go.
Yeah.
And I'm not playing that game Arms because I heard it sucks. But, you know,
Take it
I'm
if you
still
need it.
moving my arms, which are attached to the Switch. So that's the cycle of video games.
Good arm day.
One thing I did learn when you're 30, buy Depends.
No.
Because I needed that when I was 25 years old.
But why are you giving this to when you're 30? Like,
Well, I'm just saying, if you're reached to 30 and you haven't bought Depends, buy
stock
Depends.
up. Okay.
I would say another piece of advice to anyone who's turning 30 is to get a lawyer.
Yeah.
Why is that?
Because shit goes down.
When
And
you're 30.
you need a retirement plan.
I'm not even married.
You know what I mean?
Yo, I'm not even married, but I got divorced.
You're going to want to call Celino and Barnes.
That's a local
because
thing.
those are two men, and that's it. That's all I'm going to give you.
Call 8.
Oh, that's a
Yeah,
great.
call 8. Dial
call
8. So I just did you a favor. Dial 8. You're good.
Hit 8 a whole bunch of times and you're gonna win.
And then you can
Sponsor
thank
these
me.
people.
No, I'm taking 2%.
You're taking it off the top.
When did that deal go through?
That's
Shit.
me. No, it's a personal one. This is not. I'm not speaking for everyone on the podcast. Everyone, shut up. I'll give you like $30. All right.
So Tom, I hear through the grapevine,
Oh,
the grapevine,
Yeah, the great vein.
that you know who's on the mortician's land.
Yes, I did Mortician's Land today. I'm the slabman.
Yeah, Slimy.
Today we're going to be roasting the life of P.T. Barnum.
Oh, Circus Boy.
Circus Boy. Yes.
Oh, man.
Yeah, so that's fun.
Wait, Oompa Loompa, I'm in the circus.
You guys ever been to a fucking
I've
actual
never been
circus?
to a circus
No,
ever in my life.
You're a little young.
Never been? Well, actually, they're closed now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they're up
Oh,
and
yeah?
done. So if you haven't by now, you're out of luck.
Really? No way.
Yeah.
I think I went when I was a kid, and I remember just seeing those elephants get whipped.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why they closed it. 'Cause
It was-
the elephants
yeah.
getting whipped.
There was a lot of closing.
Imagine SeaWorld without the sea.
Sucks.
I've gone to like carnivals, like those like local ones. They're kind of like it's kind of sketchy ones.
They're very similar in
Not like a
the respect
professional
that the
one,
way
though.
they travel and the the carny life is very similar to the circus life.
Interchangeable, I would say.
Yeah,
Damn
pretty much.
interchangeable.
Except the carny life, from what I understand, I could be totally wrong. And if you're a carny and you listen to this, your job's easy.
How'd you afford something that can play podcasts? Let us know.
If you're a carny, if you see me going on the zipper, just give that zipper an extra little, give those screws a little extra twist, because I'm a big boy.
Those are zip ties. You know damn well the zipper is held together by Velcro and zip ties.
Yeah, probably right.
Same thing with the Gravitron.
Fast Fury.
The Fast and the First. All right, so anyway, so we're calling this episode the Dankest Show on Earth.
Oh,
Yeah, I see what you did there.
Yeah, all right. You know it. So here's a quick summary of who P.T. Barnum is. If you don't know, this is what's going on. He's the man behind the greatest show on earth, the Ringley Brothers and Barnum and Bailey. There's too many ands in that title.
yeah, there was.
Yeah, it's weird.
So that's gross. It ran from 1871 to 2017.
It's a long time.
146 years, dog.
That is a long ass time.
Yeah, these people kept going, you know what I'm saying?
How many P.T. Barnums were there?
One Barzums.
Just the one Barnum?
Yeah,
One and only.
one Barzums.
Oh. Greatest showman.
So I'm not drunk enough, boys. I can't read.
Here, take this.
Okay, here we go. I like the live stream.
This is a bunch of beers being thrown at Tom.
This is to you, Palomino. For joining us.
Where's the walker? Is it over there still?
What? A Walker?
Yeah.
I'm not drinking that one.
What?
Do you want walker? No.
That has the pens in there?
It has the pens. All right, let's get back on this podcast.
Where's the koozies?
So he was a salesman to the nth degree who brought entertainment to the masses, joy to millions, all with a touch of cruelty and overall goofiness.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Walled?
Yes.
When he was beating things?
Oh, I love when Goofy and Cruel are in the same present.
Yep, he was that. So there is that new movie with him out now with Hugh Jackman playing him, but they really should have cast Paul Giamatti because that's what he looked like. Casting Hugh Jackman, not so accurate.
Hugh Jackman's-
Also, it's a musical, so don't pay attention to it.
Yeah, Hugh Jackman is a beautiful boy.
Yeah.
You need someone that's a little bit more trolly.
Yes. So he wasn't the inventor of the circus, but he had great contributions as to how we look at circuses now, how they operate. Contributions including 3 rings, the 10,000 people tents, and the exploitation of freaks. Although that term exploitation is kind of in question because the freaks got dank money. Like,
Really?
yeah,
It's a soft exploitation.
Yeah, it's soft. If you look at these paychecks, you don't feel bad for them.
I mean, I remember seeing that movie from the 30s, Freaks. You ever seen that?
A lot of the freaks that he worked with were in that.
Did we all see
really?
that together?
Mhm.
What?
Did we all see that together?
No, we didn't watch Freaks.
I didn't watch it.
never
I
mind.
kind of want to check it out.
There's a part
It's
where all
good.
the freaks are one of us, gooba gaba, one of us.
Yeah.
Scary.
So I mean, those freaks did not do bad. Like all the bearded and tattooed Amazon ladies and slippery flipper midgets hitting the bank pretty hard, and it's all from the mind of the world's greatest promoter.
Show me boy.
What does the PT stand for?
I'm getting right to that.
Oh, lovely.
So he was named after his grandfather. Oh, you know what I'm gonna do first? I want to just go over this real quick. So you said you had been to a circus?
I was at a circus when I was a baby idiot.
Tell me in like a couple sentences. What do you get from that?
I just remember eating peanuts and seeing a bunch of rings and a bunch of elephants. And then there was a man that was a clown, and he would yell at me. And then he took me into the back area, and
That wasn't a clown, dude.
that might have been a clown.
No,
It was totally a clown. Tom, it was a clown.
It's a clown named John Wayne.
yeah,
Goddamn clown.
it was always a clown. Cody, you said you had gone?
I feel like I've gone because I feel must have been very young, but I can vividly remember the waftings of elephant dung and trying to be amused.
Mm-hmm. Did your parents buy you like shit there?
No,
Like shit that you would
cotton
throw away?
candy.
Like I had went once and I got like a dragon sword thing.
Oh,
Ah,
It
nice.
was big. It was like way too big for some of my size.
Sounds vaguely familiar.
Yeah.
what are
So you have
circus
a-
peanuts?
Circus peanuts or just regular ass peanuts?
No, the circus peanuts.
Oh no! Oh,
They're
the
made
candy.
out of like styrofoam.
Yeah,
Yeah, sugar styrofoam.
That's
Yeah,
just styrofoam,
Yeah.
right?
But they put
Yeah.
sugar inside. So
Okay,
it tastes
that's
a little
just
better.
sugared styrofoam, right? Are we
Yep.
in agreement?
Yep.
Yeah, we're good.
Is that above or below candy corn?
Ooh, that's a
Yeah,
hard question.
That's always the baseline.
Our same level. Same
Ooh,
level.
like
They're equals.
Ooh.
Goku Vegeta.
We're all equal. Yeah.
Equa Vegetas.
Goku Vegeta, get the fuck out of
They've
here.
never beaten one or the other,
Get
except
outta
the
here.
time they did.
Fair enough. All right, so let's roll along here. Let's get into his early life, as we do. We cover all the bases.
Oh yeah.
So PT stands for Phineas Taylor, which was his grandfather's name on his mother's side.
Yeah, Phineas.
So
That sounds
Phineas
like
Taylor,
like a missed
PT.
fucking like opportunity with the naming. Like I would much rather go to like the Phineas Taylor Circus. I don't know. How do you feel?
Nah, I
about
like
it?
he
PT
went-
Dog.
You
Well,
like
I'll
PT
t-
Barnum.
I'll
I
tell
like
you- I'll-
Phineas Taylor B.
I'll tell you also, like, the circus thing started very late in his life.
Okay.
Okay.
So maybe he wasn't, it took like till he was 30, oh no, excuse me, like 28 to even get into entertainment.
Okay.
And back then, in the, he was born 1810. So back then, you thought you were going to die by 1840. you know?
1810.
All right, so Phineas Taylor Barnum was born in Bethel, Connecticut on July 5th, 1810.
Oh,
He had 4 siblings, but I can't find their information.
I'm gonna call them Reggie, Jamal, Cleveland,
And Jamal?
No, and
Jamal.
Saranthamiel.
Sarah Silver.
Sarah.
Oh, that's a good name.
Saranthamiel.
Common.
So his father was Philo Barnum, and his mother was Irene Taylor. The family had a bit of old blood money from his grandfather, Phineas Taylor, who I just brought up,
Hey, namesake.
who was politically a Whig, a legislator, landowner, justice of the peace, and lottery schemer.
Oh, there we go. Setting it up.
So
right
quick.
there.
So back at this time in American history, lotteries were big,
Yeah.
like because the state didn't control them.
Yeah.
So people would just set up lotteries. It was like a
Why
form
the
of
fuck
business.
not?
Yeah, so that's what his...
Gambling, baby.
And also, if you don't know what a Whig is, it was a political party that existed
in America.
in America.
Yeah, with real Americans.
Oh, really?
Whigs.
Whigs. So Bethel's hometown was mostly Congregationalist, which is a bunch of they're kind of like they're like Christians, but they're a little more like they're close to like Amish in a way.
So like Christian
on the hard
dweebs.
work aspect, like they Quakery. They like the hard work. All right, so imagine Quakers, but they were okay with technology.
Oh,
okay.
You know what I mean?
the world is doomed.
Yeah,
That's
like
Skynet.
they liked the industrialism, but they did not at all appreciate fun of any kind, except for a couple of things. And those things that they were into were lotteries. They were
Okay.
cool with that shit.
Sure.
And playing practical jokes.
Oh, shit.
As long as it involves your
Alright,
penis
hold
and,
on. Okay,
and
so you're
masturbating.
so you're telling me there's Amish people out there that are okay using power tools, God help us, and they're also okay with a wee bit of gambling and a wee bit of like the good old debauchery.
Like telling jokes or like going to a bar and drinking, that's no good fun. But practical jokes, that's good fun. That's good fun. That's God likes that
hey,
shit.
Yeah.
hey, Tom, pull my finger.
Don't do.
That was me fart. That was an actual fart. If you didn't know, that was how I fart.
Your chair's well vented.
Nice.
So it's also common to call these jokes in their society humbugs.
Bah,
So you've been humbugged.
Damn.
That's really stupid, but
good God.
so all right, imagine this. Bethel is hometown to like mostly Congregationalists who are a bunch of funny people, just playing jokes on each other day in and day out. Like you can't get a straight answer from anyone.
Damn. Just a bunch
Imagine
of assholes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that kind of reminds like, now this is the story all about how P.T. Barnum was chilling outside the school.
That's all you thought about.
And a couple
That's
of-
all you need to think about.
couple of days
But
they
you're
were having
right,
some
you're right.
pranks. And then I
Humbugs,
thought
Travis.
there's too many humbugs
Humbugs.
and pranks happening in my neighborhood.
So, PT, the young cruiser,
Yeah.
he was the butt of the town's longest ongoing joke. His great-grandfather, oh, not his great-grandfather, his grandfather, Phineas Taylor, goofed him real good. For his baptism, he had gifted him a piece of land called Ivy Island. Everyone in town was in on this joke and would tell PT that he had a beautiful, beautiful piece of property that was in his name and he was the luckiest dude in town. At the age 10, he goes and visits Ivy Island for the first time. And it's just a fucking lump, like a poison ivy in the middle of a
Oh
swamp.
my god.
Good.
That is so fucked up.
Oh, that's the best thing in the world. I love his
10
dad.
years, he's thinking he's got this huge piece of land.
The
He's
long
got
game,
nothing.
Yeah, it's
Holy
like it was.
shit.
It was like a third of an acre just in the middle of a
Oh my
swamp,
God.
totally useless piece of land,
Oh, I love that.
covered in poison ivy.
What? That's
Jeez.
good.
Everyone's telling him, "Oh, you're a lucky boy."
Oh, I love Poison Ivy Island.
Just you watch his heart shatter.
Can't wait. It's so good. So Barnum's dad passed away when he was like 15, and he was forced to be the family contributor, the number one provider for the family.
Standard
Man in the
around the
house.
turn of the century.
A stoic Connecticut man.
Yes, exactly. So since Barnum, I think they were in some kind of family debt, and what happened was is that when the father passed away, the family had to sell the shop that they
Alright.
had. They had a family dry goods shop, so they sell it to some other guy, and then Barnum works for that dude. You know,
Okay.
so it's kind of in the family. So this is P.T. Barnum's first promotional experience, which is why he's known for putting stuff out there. He's a promo guy. He's the dude. You know, he brings shit to you. He's like, hey, how you doing?
I got
So-
these dry goods. They're so dry.
That was
I
his
have
first
the driest ones.
Yeah.
Those
So
are called Chinamen, Travis.
one time he's in the shop solo. The owner had gone away. He's just watching.
All
And some asshat salesman convinced PT to buy 500 shitty bottles for the store. Empty bottles.
What?
When the boss man
Oh.
returned, he was passed. And on the verge of being fired, PT came up with this plan. He was like, let's put together a lottery. The first prize will be cold hard cash, and then the second, third, and fourth prizes will be bottles.
Nice.
Okay.
That's a great plan.
So not only did he get rid of the bottles, because everyone was into lotteries, he made a profit.
Yeah.
Off of this shitty fucking, I'm buying 500 fucking bottles. I know.
All right, I'm not going to get the bottles. I'm going to throw in another $5. All right, I'm going to throw in another $5. I got bottles. I'm going to throw in another $5. All right, here we go. I'm going to get the big rich for the $5.
Swear to God, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get it one day, and you're going to like me.
Bottles.
So that was his first exposure into promo stuff. His personal life, there's not much of it, so I'll cover some of it now,
All right.
which is, you're not going to be impressed. So he marries his childhood sweetheart, Charity.
I'm
That's
impressed.
her name.
Charity.
Charity. They married in 1829 when he was 19.
Hey.
Were they related?
No, they weren't.
You know,
I like that you check.
I'm always waiting for the related ones. I like those royal.
I know you do.
Dickheads.
Oh, there's some cousins happening here.
All right,
Not
there's a little
cousin
cousins.
banging, but there's some interesting cousins
Okay.
happening.
All right.
Interesting
All right. I'm
cousins.
waiting.
That's right.
I'm waiting.
We really don't know much about P.T. Barnum's personal life because he was very private there, even though he was always in the spotlight. The one thing we do know about him and his relationship with his wife is that he pretty much just overrid everything that she wanted to do. Like, a lot of his financial adventures, he took like huge gambles and just ignored her all the time. So she's like, PT, please don't spend all of our money on that thing over there. You
I
know,
need
one
a
of those.
Sea-Doo.
Yeah. I'm at it. Yes. Thank
So-
you. That painted a good
Yeah,
picture.
so-
That's
He's basically Kenny Powers.
pretty much just ignoring his wife. So PT starts his own business in Bethel. He ran a general store. He opened up a statewide lottery on his own. He had a book auctioning agency.
It's like
So when
Master
people bought
Lottery.
books, you know, if you guys don't remember books, there are these things that we used to have replaced by Kindles, excuse me. And he had a newspaper he started called the Herald of Freedom.
Wait, so he's like the Steve Bezos of the 1800s?
Pretty much.
Yeah, he started Angazang.Hang.
Books on cheap. Books on so cheap.
You can't put subtitles in the podcast.
Dude, they know exactly what I'm talking. Angazang.Hang. Everyone uses it. Everyone uses it. So he's Steve Bezos of the 1800s.
Yes, Angazang Dan Kang
Angazang.Hang.
on Angazang Pang.
Yeah, he's selling them books, slanging them books. And guess what? He's going to move up to something besides books.
Yeah.
That's right.
Whoa,
So let me tell you.
Steve
So now
Bezos.
he's onto newspapers.
Oh,
So now he's Google.
He's doing the newsies.
So now he leaves his church. He's not into his church anymore. The Congregationalists are being on his ass about
Right.
selling things, and they don't like the lottery thing, the way he's doing it, and all that shit. Even though they approved the lottery thing, he was going hard. So he leaves them and becomes a universalist. Now, I didn't look into what a universalist is, but I'm sure it's not what it sounds like.
Sounds like a crock of shit.
Yeah.
And
So-
I think it's just a person that agrees in masturbation, but also believes in God.
A little head nod.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, God.
I'm universally okay with this.
So he took issue with the Congregationalist church heavy influence in local politics, and he starts writing about it in his newspaper.
Okay.
And
What was the newspaper? Herald.
it is
Free.
the Herald of Freedom.
Oh,
So they go after
stupid.
him. They end up. They pretty much press charges for libel, and they throw him in jail for 2 months. Now, when I say jail, I mean it had wallpaper, so it's not that bad.
not a gulag.
It's like
okay.
it was like colonial rich person jail,
Some white collar fucking bullshit.
right? Like you still had a slave in jail.
they only,
Ooh.
they
Yeah,
only
it was
had
one of
8
those.
taps
Yeah.
in every
Jeez.
cell.
It's Martha Stewart jail.
Yeah.
Only domestic beer
So these things happen. But he was able to continue publishing his paper from jail.
because
It
it
was like
that
no
jail.
Yeah, it was that kind of jail. So shortly after the paper, excuse me, everyone at home. Excuse me.
It's all right.
I'm just
So,
burping.
so basically, we're dealing with DMX at this point. But he was a universalist.
He was a universalist. So he gets out of jail, and shortly after, his paper goes bankrupt because there's always
Some paper.
the paper, his newspaper.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was thinking like a research paper of his.
Oh
like,
no, no.
the Herald
No, so-
Freedom!
His paper business.
So his paper goes out, and Connecticut bans lotteries, like
Yeah.
in the same month. So
Oh.
he's out of money
On a state
because
law
those
level.
are
Okay.
statewide level. So now he has no more money except for the general store, which is not gonna fill his fucking desire to
It's
be one of the top
dry
boys,
goods,
you know?
mate. They
He'd
don't
have to
sell.
downgrade the house he has. He's
Yeah.
just like, I'm not doing that.
I mean, Connecticut's pretty lame. They got really weird drinking laws.
All
Yeah.
kinds of Vince McMahon
Puritan
shit.
shit.
Actually, P.T. Barnum was one of the people who fought for prohibition and
That
hated
cut-
liquor and was
What
an
an-
ass hat about that.
All right, so that's my fucking little pin in his side in the whole episode, because fuck you, P.T. Barnum.
Fucking P.T. Barnums. So what's a doughboy to do? He sells his general store and packs up your family and your other shit and moves to New York City to join the world of entertainment.
Viva New York City!
Live New York City.
That's right. He's just now moved with his family to New York City to become some kind of entertainer.
Some kind of
Ooh.
entertainer.
He knows he wants to tame.
Nice.
Tane boy.
So the first venture he has, it's the year 1835. Slavery is still somewhat legal.
In New York?
In New York, it wasn't, but there were loopholes because you can have pre-existing slaves.
Oh, okay.
So his first venture into the world of sideshows was a woman named Joyce Heth. Now, Heth was a 80-year-old blind, paralyzed woman of African-American descent whose previous employer showcased her off as being George Washington's 161-year-old wet nurse.
What?
Yeah.
What's a wet nurse?
That's when the nurse
Nanny that
feeds
breastfeeds you.
a nanny that
breastfeeds you?
breastfeeds you. Yeah.
As a man?
She's a
No,
woman.
she's a woman. She's got the
Well,
nip.
like, he's a grown man that gets breastfed?
No. As an infant.
No, when he was,
Oh, okay, that makes
yeah.
sense.
Yeah.
Imagine a really devoted nanny that
Yeah,
is
I was
not
like,
afraid
I
of
mean,
letting you
shit.
suck on a nipple.
Yeah, when he was a baby Chipotle, she gave her a sauce.
Oh, nice. You know,
Yes, sauced it up. Joyce Heth's teat was supposedly providing nutrients and sustenance to young George Washington.
I see.
Oh,
Yes.
so that was his first act.
Right, that's his first act.
Look how
And the
old this is.
And the legal loophole that he was allowed to use to obtain her 100% as a slave was he was able to lease her from the previous owner.
Ain't that some shit?
And then when the lease was up, there was an option to buy. So it was $1,000 for the lease and $500 to finish it off.
Oh,
So he took her on the road and would show her all over the East Coast, show her off to people, and made $1,500 a week with the bish.
Look
in
at
which
my
Oh,
weird
man.
slave.
didn't even have to pay her.
Jeez.
Slave.
that's
shit.
Shitty.
Damn,
that
that's
is
fucked
really
up.
shitty.
Yeah,
he
man.
probably showed her tits off
Yeah.
because that's the nipple.
She only had mobility
George
of one
Washington.
arm.
She's an old
Gaze
lady,
upon
too.
the
That's,
tits.
Oh,
you know,
It's old as hell,
it's
dude.
fucked up.
What was it,
That's
80
fucked.
something?
Yeah.
Octogenarian.
Nah, he had her in possession for a year, and then she died.
She was 80. So
Yeah, but it didn't stop there.
They
He did
propped
a-
her corpse up and kept right on going.
No, he did a public autopsy for 50 cents a view. You
What?
could see the
Bullshit.
public autopsy.
Come check it out, guys.
Yeah,
50 cents.
50 cents. You could see this old woman's getting pulled apart. Obviously, the autopsy revealed that she was 81 and not 161.
wait,
the
but
counter
he had
rings.
real doctors do this and verify it.
And verify it, and
Probably
then play
just
the,
garbage
oh,
then.
I got her from the previous owner. I've also been had.
Oh, okay.
You know,
I just
he
would have
played-
been like, "Hey, doctors, here's $50."
He fucking knew.
Yeah.
But he's, he's a showman. Oh, well, isn't the world mysterious?
I've been duped.
Yeah, so that's Joyce Heth. That was his first venture into sideshows.
All right, setting up a real bad picture.
And in 1841, he buys the Scudder's American Museum in New York City and names it after himself. So it's now Barnum's American Museum.
Creative.
Now, very similar to the museums we have now, you entered with a fee and then you could walk around. But Barnum was a nut job. So instead of just like having cultural American exhibits, if you will,
Testicles. All
he turned
all
into
over
a
the
fucking
place.
zoo and a freak show and a wax museum, a lecture hall, and
I mean, I feel like this is a different person altogether, but it's basically because it's in every major city of Ripley's, believe it or not.
Yeah,
pretty
I was
much.
just thinking
Well,
about
Ripley's
that.
kind of.
He's a different person,
Mm-hmm.
but that's what fucking PT. Did Ripley rip off PT?
Believe it or not.
Believe it.
Oh.
Oh,
Fucking
See what's been done?
if you really want to have a bad time and not learn anything about the city you're in, go to Ripley's, believe it or not.
Oh,
I was actually going to
fantastic
do that
waste
in
of
LA
time.
for shits and giggles. We got me and John got drunk at a Hooters.
That's a real cultural experience,
Yes.
Tom. You went to a Hooters,
Best place
and then you
ever.
go to
Yeah,
the
dude.
Ripley's.
Just use the side door from one establishment to the other. Like, oh, it's attached.
It was right there. We could have.
Yeah.
They got really good wings at Hooters.
They do.
They do. So the museum was open 15 hours a day, and because of the size of it, it had up to 15,000 visitors a day. That's a lot of. I think it was 10 cents to get in.
Oh, one of those
Yes.
joints.
Yeah, it's a lot of months. So some notable attractions. One
What you got?
of the first in-house freaks. Well, I'll go over some of the in-house freaks. So
I want to know all about all the freaks.
so many freaks. So the first one is General Tom Thumb. His real name was Charles Sherwood Stratton, a 25-inch dwarf. 25-inch dwarf. He's this big.
No, it's tiny.
2 feet.
When PT met him, he was 5 years old. And he had met him because he was actually a fifth cousin.
Oh.
As a weird cousin.
Oh, okay. Weird cousin.
Pimping
How do you
your
know he was a
cousin
dwarf when he was 5 years old?
As you can see, he's literally
He stopped-
2 feet tall.
He stopped growing at the age of 1.
Damn.
Oh,
So he was 1, and then he's just like, nah,
fucking
nah,
tiny.
I'm done.
you're done. And also,
You blew
Tom Thumb was apparently a very mature person for his age.
I think I've heard the name before.
So
Yeah,
even
Tom
though
Thumb
he
was
was
Thumb,
5,
yeah.
he passed for like a 10-year-old. You know? He was just,
Okay.
he was like throwing around adults all the time.
I'm
Yeah.
small. Hello.
So he could get beer for me
Mhm.
now.
So
Yeah, by crawling under the door.
he's in the doggy door at one
Yeah.
stop.
Exactly.
Why does one still have a fucking doggy door?
No, they don't, but
the
they
thief
should.
pooches.
Back then they did. In the 1840s.
Yeah,
you know,
they got all the
raccoons.
pooch in.
Yeah,
Trash
so-
pandas.
So not only did PT put him on display, he actually adopted him.
Oh.
Oh, okay. How old was
That's
he
better
when
than
he adopted
owning,
him?
I'm 5.
I guess.
Oh, at 5.
At 5.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Better
he
than owning.
he would sell his age to other people as he's 11, just to up the
When he was
look at
5.
this 11-year-old.
Yeah,
He was 5.
yeah.
He's tiny. Holy shit.
Tom Thumb, although he was at the museum regularly, he would travel the world as a celebrity.
Ooh.
Keep in mind,
Alright.
like
Nice.
a lot of word of mouth shit. When you hear something like there's a man who's this big,
Right.
you're gonna want to see him.
He's the OG
You,
weed
want to
man.
hang out with them, you know?
Exactly. There was no radio personality. There was no television or anything back
Right.
then. So it's just word of mouth. And you hear about something. Oh, you hear about that boy?
Yeah, Doug.
Have you heard about the boy?
That
He's OG Wee Man. Because
Mhm.
Wee Man did
Yeah.
some crazy shit, dog.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah.
He
so-
was small.
He was basically considered one of the first celebrities in
Ooh.
the world.
That's cool.
hmm Even the Queen Victoria gave him a peck on the cheek when he visited England.
Well,
Yeah. So he
Hello.
was hanging out with royalties and stuff. And then we got another exhibit was Chang and Ang. And
these
have you
guys.
folks heard of these people? This is the Siamese.
OG Siamese.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
I never heard of them.
Yeah,
I know.
there were two Chinese adult men who were
Ooh.
attached at the liver.
Oh, shit.
It's
Yeah,
why
no
those
way.
guys were. It's why those twins were called Siamese because they thought like, oh, these guys are Siamese.
they're
Wow.
from Siam.
Yeah.
Must be from Siam.
They were Chinese, but that's how
wow.
PT branded them. Because
So
he was always looking for
Siamese.
something weird. You know, he
Back
did a
when-
lot of weird branding with some of the freaks. Like, hey, like you're actually a freak, but the way we're gonna spin this is like maybe you're from somewhere else.
Right. Well, also back when
Siamese.
Siam was an actual
Yeah,
country.
Siam.
Yeah, true.
Yeah?
What is there now?
I'm learning something new
for-
every day.
Thailand.
Thailand now.
Oh.
Yeah, that makes
Yeah.
sense.
Yeah. So they did a short stint at the museum, but it was a huge pull. And it was earlier on in the museum's opening. And then we had William Henry Johnson, known as Zip the Pinhead. He was
Zippy the Pinhead. They made a comic out of him.
yeah, he had one of
Wow.
those tapered ass little heads.
You got a
and they
book
called him
deal?
like the Monkey Man and stuff.
That's actually like a genetic fucking
Yeah, it's
issue.
horrible. Yeah, he
Horrendous.
terrible,
Oh, really?
horrendous.
Horrendous deformity.
Shit.
So here's some other things that he had in the museum that were lots of fun, more on the trickery end.
Any slaves? Any more slaves?
So one of the first things he did, he was pulling a humbug, and he had a
Yeah.
big old banner out front that said, "Come see the 6-foot man eating chicken."
Oh god.
It was actually just a 6-foot tall gentleman eating chicken in a
Yes.
big ass fish tank.
Why was he in a
That's
fish
amazing.
tank?
Just to add to the display element.
Look at me.
So this he actually started. I think I remember reading this. He started Purdue as well.
Yes.
Tyson.
He was a Purdue guy, yes.
He's a
One of the
Purdue
other
guy.
freaks was responsible for Tyson.
Ooh.
It's like one of those things. Like with my friends, I'm like, "Yo, my dog takes human-sized shits," and I have to be like, "Hold on, back up. Is your dog's turd that the size of a human's turd, or that the size of a human? Because that can go both ways
It
with
can.
that phrase."
And that's a big butthole.
Yeah, you'd need a very massive butthole. Like, have you
Yeah.
ever seen Jurassic Park?
yes,
That's about the size of the buttholes you would need to do that.
that's a lot.
You know
of
when
shit.
Sam Neill's digging in that big old booty hole of a Hershey's
And
Kiss?
he's just going all up in there like.
What do you think that was? Like,
prob-
as far as propage goes.
It's probably like dirty oatmeal.
I think it was probably Domino's.
Domino's pizza. would be-
Digested Domino's. So it was
Processed
actual.
It was just
it was
shit.
actual feces.
It was, It was everyone who was working on all those props. They were just shitting in a can.
Yeah,
They would put it
they're
together.
just angry
It was
at the
actual
talent,
shit.
so they just it's all the crew shit. And like,
Sam Neill couldn't
this is a
finish the movie.
humbug. Just digging
They all
around
fucking
on
hated
dude.
Sam Neill.
Giant man-eating chicken. Like, he would pull these little tricks to get people into the museum and be like, now you paid your 10 cents, check it out. And it was a cool museum. So no one left angry. You know what I mean?
I was gonna say,
they felt like they were tricked in a jovial way. You know, haha, yeah, I got you. They got me. I can't believe it.
Bye, George. You've
I
earned
mean,
my
that's
10
good
cents.
because I was thinking like back in the day, I feel like there'd be a lot of rowdy people coming in there being like,
Yeah.
"You fucked me up, dog."
No, people were really into it to the point where the influx of customers that he got was largely due to other people playing jokes on their friends.
Okay.
Going, you got to see this 6-foot
man-eating
chicken.
Okay.
You know,
like-
people got in on the joke. They wanted to have the ha-ha, too.
Right.
So then they left, and they saw all this stuff. They would just be like, yeah, you got to check it out.
Yeah, check it out. Guess what? This man's a little prankster. He's a pranksy boy.
Yeah, I kind of want to like go up to Barnum and be like, you couldn't find a 7-foot guy for this? That would have been way.
Oh, he had plenty of 7-foot-tall men.
Yeah, I assumed, right? Like, why not 7-foot man-eating chicken?
I don't know. Well, we'll get there.
You got
So
a guy back there.
The next hoax he had, very famously, the Fiji mermaid.
Ooh.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
I think I know. That was a staple to fucking a goddamn fin to her or something.
no, it was a monkey and a fish stapled together.
That's right, sir.
Yeah.
I remember that thing. It was on Ripley's.
No way.
Yep, they had that. And actually,
God.
they still make those.
Yeah, it
you
was
can
like
buy them.
Yeah, it was
I
like
kinda want
it was
one
like
now.
a. It was
Me
like
too,
a,
I was looking
it's
them up
a
on eBay.
fish eating a
That
monkey that
sounds
gets
pretty
like
sweet.
fossilized and mummified together.
I'm getting one tomorrow.
Yeah, let's get one. Can we get one?
We can get a company.
Well, let's make
It goes
one.
right over there, right in the corner.
Let's make one.
If we got a Patreon, can we make that a thing?
Yeah, dude.
Like, get some of these freak stuffs?
Ooh.
Hell yeah, I want all the freak things. I
There we
want
go.
weird things in jars, like something I ate a while ago. Pickles.
Okay,
Yeah,
pickles.
those
There you
go
go.
in jars.
They do go in
We
jars.
can just have that right
Are we
here.
gonna make a Patreon for pickles? Is that what
Ooh.
you're trying to?
Yeah,
get us
pickle.
to do,
Pick-
Trav?
pick-
Fund your pickle
Patreon.
fetish.
So let me tell you about my favorite humbug that he's got.
All right.
So you walk in the museum and you see this giant poster for this way to the egress.
He
All
did
right.
that.
Yeah,
Oh, great.
he was that guy. So if you don't know what egress means, it means exit.
Uh-huh.
But he branded it to be some giant bird-like animal,
Yeah.
like
An
on the
egret.
poster. No, it just said egress. So
Yeah.
you'd walk into the egress to
This
see
is
the
the
egress, and you would just be on the sidewalk.
You'd end
You're
up,
out.
Yeah, you'd end up
That's
outside.
awesome.
And this is actually a solution to overcrowding in it.
Yeah.
In
Yep.
the museum. He
Is
wants to
weeding out
get
the
people
dummies?
out. Well, you want
It stops people from
Smart
loitering.
man.
Yeah, exactly. And since it was like towards the back of the museum, at least they got to see most of it.
Uh-huh.
And then they would hit that part, and they just get dumped out, and they'd be like, "Ah, I've been had, ha ha!" And people would tell their friends that, "Yo, you got to go see the
gotta
egress."
see
So
this
they would
egress.
send their friends, like, give them the 10 cents, and then go immediately to the egress.
What sick fucking people.
And the
man.
signage was very
Jesus.
anticipatory. Be like this way
Yes.
to the egress in like filigreed gold.
Yes,
Wow.
it's
Like,
funny shit.
People thought it was either like a huge bird, an egret, or
Yeah.
like some kind of like priestess because of the es on the end of the word.
Right.
I'd be so pissed if I walked outside to a sidewalk.
But that's your fault for not knowing what egress is. That's
Yeah.
like the
You've been
joke.
humbugged.
That's the humbug.
Dude, he.
I'd
I
be
mean,
pissed too.
I, didn't, I
I
knew
mean-
about this trick. I didn't know he was the fucker that pulled it.
I feel like there had to. I mean, I don't know if you came across this in your research, but I feel like there had to be people that he had a bouncer. You know what I
Oh,
mean?
yeah, yeah.
There
He
must have
totally
been.
had someone that was
without
like,
doubt.
Definitely.
missions.
Yeah.
yeah.
Well, he was making bank, so I'm sure all of his stuff was covered. He
Oh,
was
yeah.
a very good businessman. He did not want his shit to get fucked with.
I can just totally see that dude coming like all fucking drunk and like, see the egress, you idiot! Show me
There's a
it!
sidewalk outside.
I want to see the egress outside. Where be the egress, bruh?
I can imagine it being like partially a pride thing too. Like
Right.
you don't want to make a stink about getting fooled. So
Walk
people
it
are
off,
like,
just like, all right, I didn't
or
see
no,
it.
like just walk back in. He's like, oh, okay, I guess he got that dime off of me. Like I got another 20 cents right here. Let's go again. I'll stay away from the egress this time.
I'm going to be jumping around in time a little bit just because of how many ventures this dude had going for him.
Yeah, dog.
This is not exactly a linear depiction of what his life was like because there's so much shit that he did. He got his fingers in so many little pies. So we'll talk about the end of the museum. So on July 13th, 1865, the American Museum burned to the ground in one of the most spectacular fires New York has ever seen. Animals at the museum were seen jumping from the burning building,
Oh wow.
only to be shot by police officers. Many of the animals, unable to escape the blaze, burned to death in the enclosures, including 2 beluga whales who boiled to death.
Oh my God, that's terrible.
It was allegedly during this fire that a fireman by the name of John Denham was killed by an escaped tiger. Oh, excuse me. He killed an escaped tiger. I'm sorry.
Same coolness.
He killed an escaped tiger before rushing into the burning building and carried out a 400-pound woman on his shoulders.
Nice.
One of the freaks.
It was actually a shaved bear.
Save me!
Oh no.
Did PT try to charge for this? Like, they're watching my animals burn. I need dimes from each of these people.
I don't
the
think
street.
he wasn't even in New York at the time.
Sure.
So he under his belt, he's got this zoo, this museum, and he's also got Purdue, and he's got bumblebee tuna
it's not.
because he boiled that beluga whale.
That's not the
He got
bumblebee.
that bubbly tuna.
Bubbly tuna. Bubbles tuna.
Bubbly tuna.
How'd
So
the fire start?
We don't know. Mysteriously.
Probably the
Ooh.
fire breather.
But interestingly enough, he tried to open another museum shortly after, and it also burned to the ground. So there's suspicion that it's some kind of religious
Ooh.
following that were not into his practices of showing off freaks and stuff.
It's probably karma from, owning a
Yeah.
82-year-old paraplegic.
Yeah, no,
slave.
I'm not going to
Yeah.
defend the guy. I mean, but everyone was awful back then. A lot of
Yeah.
slaves were still there. It was like, I'm sure the guys who burnt it down also had slaves.
Ask the slaves to do it.
Well, I mean, it was burnt down in 1618 or 16.
1865.
What?
1865.
Oh, 1865.
Didn't have asbestos
In New
back
York?
then.
Yeah.
Yeah, in New York.
There's no slaves then.
No, there were slaves.
were,
But the
Yeah.
loopholes.
No, because if
tricky.
you owned a slave, you couldn't buy slaves. The way you weed out slavery back then was that you made it illegal to buy slaves. So therefore, the practice
Yeah,
is
but
cut off.
by 1865 in New York, there were indentured servants.
Oh, true.
Ooh.
The situation with him with Heth, the old George Washington milk bag,
Wet
Right.
ass.
was I guess what was that? 1840. So yeah, I guess so. At this point,
Mhm.
Civil War started 1866,
58.
58?
1858, I think.
58.
I thought it was
Yeah.
62.
All right. Well,
68.
tweet at us.
Yeah, let us know.
We don't care.
Well, moving on.
So, P.T. Barnum had a longing to assert himself into society as someone who wasn't only dealing with oddities and stuff, wanted to deal with more of the finer arts. He
Finest odds.
he had already made his money being like the freak show guy and the crazy fucking animal guy,
His
and he
blue
wanted
period.
to show that he was a little more snazzed up. So he found someone to help him.
Oh yeah.
Yes. Jenny Lind was a Swedish opera singer by the name Swedish Nightingale. That was her little pseudonym. Yeah, that's
La 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 fjord. La 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 la
That's
bjord.
that. Thank you.
La la la.
Thank you. Yeah, it's very good.
IKEA.
Beautiful.
So she has this tremendous clout in England and Europe, but she's never been over to the States. And just by proxy of talking to people who travel a lot, he found out how beautiful her voice was. He never even heard her sing.
Well, I gave you an
Secondhand.
example.
So he wanted to bring her over here and get a piece of that pie.
Right.
Hey, high society opera, why not?
Let me hear that. Opera Swedish.
So he offered her a 150-date American tour with $1,000 guarantee a night.
Oh shit.
That's
That's
a lot.
crazy
That's a lot.
fucking bank back
Yeah.
then.
Yeah.
This
What's
is-
the attraction? Like, come see the opera singer. It's
No, he wanted to book like actual operatic
Okay.
events. So he was getting a whole orchestra and he was going to put on the opera. And he even did like promotional stuff. Like one of the things he did was like enter a contest with a rhyming scheme that you write, and if you win, we'll have her sing it on the opening day.
So you've basically got this trailer park boy trying to enter the aristocratic zone.
Yeah, and guess what? He did it.
Ooh.
Oh, he did it.
He did it.
So he's wearing that monocle.
He
Wearing that-
promoted
Hell
her.
yeah.
He promoted her so much, like so fucking down, right? He got people into this shit before people didn't even know what opera was, but they knew what P.T. Barnum was, and they were like, "Yo, this dog knows his shit. He entertains, and he's sending people over town." He used to use like seeds and shit, like pay people to go to who were in towns to be like, "I can't wait to see the opera," and go to the bar and just talk about the opera
very
and shit.
loudly.
Yeah, exactly. So he'd pay people, he'd have plants everywhere doing this shit, and this totally fucking worked. By the time she got over here to New York, there were 30,000 people at the dock waiting for her.
Paparazzi.
People who had never even heard her voice. All word of mouth. And brilliant
crazy.
marketing. Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
Because back in the day, you couldn't just send around and fucking, here's my mixtape, bro.
No, it didn't work like that. No
Yeah.
answer.
Yeah, he probably like marketed her as like the siren from the north or something like that.
Dude, that would get me hard.
And one thing he did do, which we still do in common ticket practices today, was that he broke up the seating in the venue to color sections. Not color sections.
Wait a minute.
What?
Were you talking a racial
explain
slur?
this.
I was not.
All right.
Color-coded sections. So
Okay.
I'm
before
still-
this, it was just whatever money you can get and would be the seat you were able to get. Or, not, excuse me, if you were able to put together the money to go to an opera, you would just go in there and then the usher would put you somewhere.
Okay.
And it was kind of luck of the draw.
Oh,
So what
really?
he did was create the system that we use today when you go to a venue and you're sitting somewhere, like if you're fucking going to see a stupid hockey game or some shit like that, you're paying by where you're sitting.
Mezzanine, blue.
Exactly. That didn't
Whatever.
happen before. It was just broken up into like the main floor and then like the upper floor.
Like the
So-
poor zone and the rich zone.
Exactly.
bleachers and the.
So now he
front row.
broke it down for more middle class. Keep in mind, this is very industrial revolution time.
Oh, yeah.
So there's a lot more free time and a lot more money to be spent by the average person. No,
not
in
a lot
America.
not a lot more free time, but a lot more money.
No, in America, there was a lot more free time.
No.
Yeah,
no
there-
way.
Well,
no labor
No, no,
laws.
no. Excuse me. At this time, there were a lot of people who didn't have their free time, but it also kind of traversed into a lot of people who didn't have to do dick for what they were doing. So there was a lot more free time with the middle class. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The poor were still stiffed. I'm not fucking saying.
Well,
rich,
yeah, but the
they're-
middle class was still very narrow. We're talking the late 1800s, right?
Yeah, it was
Industrial
narrow.
Revolution.
It was narrow, but it was like 20% of the population that all of a sudden had a little extra spending cash. And I'm not saying they were fucking like making out on top, but they wanted to be involved with higher society, and this was a perfect opportunity.
I mean, just remember in that time period, there were no things as like legal working hours. So you would work a 16-hour day.
No,
That'd
I-
be fine.
4 days in a row.
I'm fully aware of that. What I am saying is that those people were the poorer people getting that shit end of the stick.
Right.
It happened. I'm not disagreeing with you, but you like don't forget there was this whole chunk of people that was just ready to spend money.
Right.
That didn't exist before. The Industrial Revolution created the middle class. Before, it was just the poor and the rich. That
Right.
was it. But now we have the middle class. People want to go out. So that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So there's a whole new group of people who are willing to buy the third best ticket in the house. You know?
Right.
So that's all I'm saying. So Jenny Lind was that for him. That's how he broke that shit up. Genius marketing, genius fucking promoting. Now you can get into that shit.
Yeah, only a dog.
Nice.
Drop it. Ba 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 ba.
Exactly like that.
So here's some other pre-circus shit. After making the bank with Jenny Lind, P.T. Cruiser tried his hands a few other ventures.
You guys have not been paying attention. That's like the third time he's made that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
It just rolls off
Oh
the
my
tongue, dog.
God.
Yeah, PT Cruisy.
I love PT Cruisers.
Oh my god.
We have him on record saying that.
yeah.
PT loser.
Can I get a beer, actually?
Yeah, get
Yeah, the
a,
fucking
get a
young,
beer for that one.
The young P.T. Cruz.
Yo, young PT Cruisy.
So, Travis, actually, I think you would like to hear this. P.T. Barnum created America's first aquarium.
Oh, he did an aquarium first?
He was the first aquarium.
Did he put fish in it?
He put everything in it.
Did he put water in it?
He put water and fish.
Did he put grass in it?
He put grass at the bottom of the water where the fish
Oh
was in
my
it.
god, he's made an aquarium.
He made one aquarium.
Wow, that's pretty sick. He'd probably put a beluga whale in it, and he probably put like a mermaid and a giraffe.
He did. And then he also started publishing books. He wrote a book called The Guidebook to the Museum, where it was like, hey, look at all the cool shit I got, with over 850,000 entries of shits that he got. So there's multiple volumes. Like, check this out. Look at all the stuff I got.
Look at
He also wrote an autobiography called Struggles and Triumphs that he would keep updating as he would get older. So every like 5 years, he would add more to it.
My struggle.
Wow.
You know who else
Yeah.
did that?
What's that?
Hitler.
Ooh.
Mein Kampf.
He came in with a couple editions.
Did he?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know that. I thought it was a one-off.
Well, he didn't rewrite it, but there's a few editions.
So he also wrote another book called Humbugs of the World, in which he kind of dispelled myths. Because even though he would be a perpetrator of the myths, there you go. Even though he'd be the guy to tell you this shit's real, if you asked him about it, he would give up like immediately. Be like, no, it's a joke.
Okay, so he put it out there, but he wasn't like, I am the Chris Angel. You don't know how
He was
it
not
is."
Chris Angel. Yes,
Like,
exactly.
You'd be like, hey, guess what? I just fooled you. I'm Penn Teller. Like, Penn Teller.
Penn
right?
Teller.
Penn Teller do that shit all the time.
That's right.
Hell yeah. Penn Tellers.
Pantera.
All right, let's take a second break. All right, politics.
Hey, politicos.
Now, Barnum was significantly involved in politics, focusing on race and slavery, sectionalism, in a period leading up to the American Civil War.
Okay.
Perhaps feeling bad about the whole Joyce Heth thing.
Mm-hmm.
In 1854, PT left the Democratic Party due to their pro-slavery stance. What a switch.
Yeah. Back in the day.
Yep.
A little switcheroony.
Which is interesting because he managed a group of touring white minstrels who performed in blackface.
Oh.
While replete with black stereotypes, Barnum's shows satirized in a stump speech in which black phrenologist, was that phrenologist?
Phrenology.
Right, that's the
Head lump studier.
yeah. Made a dialect speech parodying lectures given at the time to prove the superior white race.
Wait, so this was something that he was promoting.
This was something that he was promoting because he was racist, but he also kind of believed that like slavery shouldn't be a thing.
Right.
It was like
That's
one of
a big
those things
hypocrite,
like,
you know?
Yeah, a little bit of a hypocrite.
yeah, definitely.
All right.
Abolitionist.
Well, at least he's on the kind of okay side of things.
Okay.
Slightly better. I mean,
Slightly.
so Barnum ran for and was elected to the Connecticut legislature in 1865 as Republican representative for Fairfield, and served 4 terms, even though he claimed to have a distaste for politics.
Fuck this, I'll do it.
Mm-hmm. Barnum was notably the legislative sponsor for the law enacted by the Connecticut General Assembly in 1879 that prohibited the use of any drug, medicinal article, or instrument for purpose of preventing contraception.
What a
birth control.
idiot.
Yeah, well, that's pretty in line with the Republicans today.
Yeah, what a dummy idiot. Though.
Yeah.
But I want to bang out, and I want to be safe about it.
Be safe with it.
Be safe with it.
So that remained in effect in Connecticut until being overturned in 1965.
65?
Yeah.
That's a
Oof.
bad
Wait,
one.
so people in Connecticut were banging without jimmies
Yeah.
until 1965.
Yeah,
Hell yeah.
pretty much.
You're right. I use that old school term, jimmies.
Jimmy's. Yeah.
Go on.
It's a good term, yeah. I still use it.
Hell yeah.
So he ran for United States Congress in 1867 and lost to his third cousin, William Henry Barnum. Later on, in 1875, Barnum will become mayor of Bridgeport, Connecticut, and will work to improve the water supply, bringing gaslighting to the streets, and enforce liquor and prostitution laws. Lame.
Yeah, bad.
Wait, was
That's-
everyone cousins back then?
Lot
I
of
feel like
cousins.
they're all fucking related somehow.
Yeah, dude. It's stupid.
Oh my god.
It's like a hierarchy thing. Like, you know, it's you're in a family that has power, so you climb up, and then eventually this just gets smaller and smaller.
And he's getting rid of the liquors and getting rid of the hookers.
Well, he didn't get rid of our Bailey.
He didn't get rid of our
Kind of wish he
Baileys.
got rid of Bailey's.
There you go.
Because I'm drinking
Mm.
Bailey's right now. It tastes like a hot milk.
At least we're not drinking it out of a shoe.
Ooh. I'll try some of this. Try
that. Try it.
It's like an Dude,
Oh,
his
my
face
God.
is priceless. It's warm
That's
milk.
not bad.
Yeah, it's-
That's usually the first reaction to Bailey's.
It's like
Oh,
it's like chocolate
hey!
milk with, like some
Yeah, it's
little
nice.
spice in it.
spicy milk.
So much a
It's like a
spacey.
melted chocolate bar. That was good.
You got any more backpack Bailey's, Trev?
So, like I said, I'm bouncing around in time a bit. In 1867, he started his first traveling menagerie, or circus for short.
Cirque du Soleil.
So, boy
Not
is
circus,
basically,
boy.
he's 57 at this point.
Yeah,
That's when he gets into circus.
and that's what
Good
he's
year.
Most
famous
people
for.
were retired by then. You know what I mean? Like, if you had money and you were playing fucking business like this, but this guy had some work ethic.
Double down.
He was a regular old Jack Tramiel.
Oh.
Yeah, he was like, guess what? We're not done here. I'm gonna start a new thing called the circus, and there's gonna be peanuts. And there's gonna be a big ass tent. And
That's not how he marketed these.
No, this is how he presented it. There's gonna be a big ass tent, and there's gonna be elephants, and there's gonna be the cloons, and there's gonna be the pinheads.
Yes.
That's how he did it.
I'm
You're
trying
not
to
that far off.
Yeah, I'm
You're-
trying to imagine you like trying to get that to go over to a boardroom. It's gonna be peanuts.
I want to go to a circus now.
Yeah, guess what? I sold you, and if I did it with my pants off, the effect would be in full force.
Hell yeah.
And that's what P.T. Barnum did.
That's what
Tom,
he did.
continue, because I'm going to take over right now.
Yeah, okay.
You don't
So,
continue.
of course, clowns and elephants were the focus of the traveling menagerie.
Clowns?
The more the better was the motto. So he spent lots of money on advertising, was able to use the America's new railroad system to bring his show all over the country.
Whoa!
Shove the elephant in.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, the American public had a little more leisure time because of the Industrial Revolution.
Flopping their dick.
Flopping their dicks, so they were able to hit these shits. They wanted the entertainment, and he was filling that gap using railroads. And
Yeah.
he hit that shit, so he was bouncing all over the place. The main ports were Louisiana, New York City, Chicago, and San Francisco. So anywhere in between there, he was able to cover. A lot of places, especially for back then.
Tom, you toured. Where are the cool places that aren't those cities you named?
So the city places, everyone should go to Iowa City. It's the best.
Iowa City.
Iowa
Yes.
City.
Yes.
What's great about Iowa City?
It's a just cool ass town, but you wouldn't think so because it's in Iowa.
They have potatoes?
And their capital, Des Moines, is just so run down.
Oh, everything's fried there, right? Des
A
Moines,
lot of fun
Iowa.
stuff.
Jeff,
Oh yeah,
Midwest,
dude.
It's the capital
You don't-
of fried stuff.
You don't want to go there. You
Jeff-
don't.
I kind of do. I kind of want to get like a fried Twinkie or something like that.
You can get all that shit here though.
But they have like fried butter out
Yeah.
there.
All right, fine, we'll go.
Oh,
He started doing like merch, and some of it was like preemptive. He would write children's books or commission children's books to be written and distributed to towns like months before the circus was coming through to get
who
all the
does
kids
this-
excited.
Were they good?
Yeah.
Well,
Who does-
not really, but they
or
were
were they just
they were
adverts?
they were basically just advertisements. Like it was all like, you know, if they were showing off a particular animal, that would be like, oh, the story of this animal.
I mean, who is this guy? I think he is Dr. Seuss.
Look at this
Does he
version.
think he's Babar's dad or something? Does he think he's Dr. Seuss? Does he think he's like do you think he'd be like R.L. Stein or something like that?
Ooh.
Yeah, creepy.
Was he
koalas,
like an
dog.
idiot? Oh my god.
He's such an idiot.
Such an idiot. Shouldn't write the kids' books if you're not R.L. Stein.
You're not allowed to.
Yeah, what a dummy.
So he revolutionized the future of circuses. He wasn't the first circus in town. In fact, circuses has been around for a long time. But he figured out the cool shit. So he got them fucking 10,000 people tents. And traditionally, a circus was one ring where all the action would happen. But he added 2 more rings.
We got these 3-ring circus.
Well, he wanted to be able to fit more people in. So he'd have multiple things going on.
Right.
And he'd be able to take more monies, you know? So it was a good move. So it was trapeze artists, jugglers, clowns, and of course, the freaks.
Yeah, but I'm gonna say, go back to the rings is important. 3-ring Barnum belly bearers.
Yes.
So, I mean, why would you want 1 ring when you could have 3?
Yeah, but no one thought about it.
Holes.
3 holes to go through. 3 holes.
3 chimpanzee holes.
I'm gonna bring up 4 holes later, and you're gonna laugh.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
You're gonna laugh. You know what I say? So I looked at him and I laughed.
Is this like another Siamese twin thing? You're
Oh yeah, yeah.
A lot.
No guessing, boys.
I'm not guessing anything. I'm waiting.
Nice.
Let me know.
So let's talk a little bit about his catchphrases, because he was known for phrasing things.
Can I
And
just
they would
guess
catch
them?
on. Yeah, sure.
Have a peanut, kid. You're gonna love my show. Sit down. And then his third one was use your eyes to look at this show, not your dick. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, that one flopped.
That
a
flopped.
sucker's born every moment.
Okay, so here's one that you're all gonna like here. Have you ever heard the term jumbo before?
Yeah.
Jumbotron.
Yeah.
Are you talking?
Yeah,
Anything,
that's a good
anything.
one.
The term
Jumbo.
jumbo was popularized through P.T. Barnum.
Jumbo shrimp.
Yeah.
Jumbo was the name of an African elephant that P.T. purchased from the London Zoo, much to the Londoners' dismay. London hated him when he bought this
No.
fucking
Oh,
elephant.
elephant.
It was a giant fucking elephant, like the world's biggest motherfucker. So the word jumbo has become synonymous with the idea of big or huge to how big the elephant was. Jumbo shrimp, it's excellent. It's named that because of jumbo shrimp. Jumbo is big.
Dude.
Yeah.
that
So before
is
this elephant,
sick.
jumbo didn't mean anything to anyone.
Yes, jumbo was not used at all. So he popularized that term for big.
That made me hard as hell.
Yeah, jumbo eggs. Come on.
Oh my
dog.
god,
Oh,
he
elephant
invented
eggs.
He
Hell
invented
yeah.
everything that's big.
Jambalaya.
No.
Ooh, actually, I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
I think he invented that
Jumbo
because he was hard as soup.
He was a hard
Sounds
soup.
like-
Hard as soup?
Fucking hard
Did
soup.
you say
boy.
hard as soup?
Yeah, dog.
You're hard as soup, man.
Oh, I love
it.
it.
You hard
So
as
hard. You're like hard as soup, dog.
Hard as soup.
As a side note, Barnum and Bailey's biggest draw for a few years was Jumbo. That was like their thing. It was just like, come by, see Jumbo.
Look at this
Probably
big
beat the
ass
fuck out of this
And then,
dickhead, right?
no, they treated this elephant tight.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because they just showed him
golden
off.
goose.
They didn't have him do like parlor tricks or anything. They were
Okay.
just like, look how
He's
big this
big.
fucking elephant is.
It's a big
You believe
ass
this shit?
animal.
Look at this. Do you
You have, a
believe
bunch
this?
you have a bunch of white people that don't see animals, you know? And then you show them this thing, you're like, holy
That's a big animal.
Oh my
it's so
God, no.
big. It's a big one.
What is that, like 100 pounds? Jesus.
Yeah, so he had Jumbo for a couple of years, and then Jumbo got hit by a freight train and
Damn.
died.
Dude, why do you let your elephant get hit by a freight train?
Was that an
know.
act
Come on,
gone
bro.
awry? Was that an act that went bad?
No. That was in transport.
Damn.
They'd have to walk these animals from the train station to wherever they were doing the circus grounds, and there was an accident basically.
Just imagine.
I think it's a conspiracy.
So
Imagine-
Yeah,
Freak.
Illuminati confirmed.
I think
this
that's what it
actually
is.
really bummed Barnum out. He was like close with this animal, like he cared about it.
Hey, do you know what a freight train does to that? It's just like
Just mashed the shit out
It's,
of
Just
it.
it's the
imagine-
government trying to get rid of the circus. That's what it was.
It's a conspiracy, yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Where'd the
Reptilians.
government come from, Mike.
Well, the government, you can't get away from it.
No.
That's the problem with the government.
They're everywhere.
If you have an elephant that they don't want to talk about, the elephant's no longer in the room. You know what I mean?
It's on the tracks.
Elephant represents the Republican Party and they're against libertarian values.
I can't stand it. No, they masquerade around like they do something.
Have you guys noticed also recently Alex Jones writing off Donald Trump? They used to be
Yeah,
like
he was
besties.
crying about
Yeah.
it.
They used to be besties, and now Alex Jones is all.
What a weenie.
He's sad. I almost feel bad for Alex Jones.
I don't feel bad.
I almost. I said.
Okay,
I don't-
almost.
All right.
Yeah. So
All right.
Barnum put Jumbo's skeleton on display at the Museum of Natural History in New York, and then taxidermied the rest for his own exhibit. So
Dude, is Jumbo still there today? Because I seen that big ass elephant at the Natural Museum of Science.
I believe that is a mastodon.
Oh yeah, you're right,
That is
dude.
a-
I don't know if
That's
they
an old elephant.
Yeah, they had
Mammoth
that right
of
in the.
sorts.
They had
Yeah.
that right in the entrance,
Right in
but
the
they
entrance.
have the. I think they have the skeleton still in their possession. If not, it might be on lease to another place.
It's in the back. You can't see it.
So some noted that Jumbo's death took more of a taxing on him than even his wife or child's death.
Wait, Tom, did you say the band Mastodon died?
No, they're fine.
Okay.
They're doing okay.
So his wife and child died.
His wife and child died, and then, as you do, you get sad.
Oh,
But he wasn't. He was more sad for Elefante.
Elefante.
Elefante Jambalaya.
Yeah.
So the term. We're getting back to the catchphrases. You guys ever heard the term "rain or shine" before?
Yeah.
Yeah, come rain or shangus.
That's him.
Really?
That was a marketing thing. It was just like, hey, we got tents. What's going on? Rain or shine. Come on down.
You ever see this top on sticks before?
Yeah. Well, he got that shit, dude.
Dude.
He spared no expense when it comes to the roofs of his temporary
That's
fixtures.
pretty much science. You
Free
go,
roof.
yeah, you go to fucking Home Depot. You
Free
get
roof with your seat.
you get that science blue tarp, and you have rain or shine.
Exactly.
And he knew that.
Get this show on the road.
Ooh.
Ah.
So that became something that what he was known for saying. I don't know, we use it all the time. Get the show on the road. It was literally putting the show on the road at the time.
He sounds like he's just giving New Yorkers ammunition. to
Oh
be
yeah,
assholes.
he is.
Yeah.
Oh, here's a good one. Hold your horses.
There you go.
Ooh,
Oh,
really?
he used
That's
that
him
one?
too.
Wow.
Now, holding your horses was a reference to when they would parade the animals down from the train station to where they had the fairgrounds. People were still using horses.
Yeah.
Hold your
So they would tell them, look, we're marching like 1 million fucking elephants this way, and
Hold
a horse
your
is going to be freaked out, so you hold your horses.
Yeah,
We're coming
you
through.
better.
Hold your horses. We're coming through.
pretty badass.
Bitches.
Yeah, man. He's got more. You ever heard the term grandstanding?
Yeah.
Yeah, dog.
Yeah, man. That was him.
Yeah.
He's a
What
grand
he did,
old
that was a
Santa.
term that was used for very important people coming by his shows and getting front row treatment to show that they were there at the circus.
Grand.
They were grandstanding.
In all honesty, though, how many of these people in the front row really want to see the size of an elephant dong? Come on. Like, you just
Most
kind of
of
want to
them.
know
Most.
how big it is.
Yes.
For 10
Martha,
cents?
Look how big it is.
Yeah.
Tell me,
10
Martha, Martha, look at how big this. Look at how low it hangs.
Mama.
Martha, would you look? Martha, please look.
And the
Look,
mother is
tell me,
there.
tell me, I feel like that. Tell me, tell me when I'm inside of you. That's how I feel. Tell me I hang like an elephant next time we're having sexual relations. Martha.
And the mother has like the opera binoculars. Like my word.
My word, that peel is bigger. I can throw several quarters down.
Oh my god.
The phrase "throwing your hat in the ring"
Okay.
Oh.
that came from a politician at one of his shows, grandstanding, who got a bit of talk, if you will. He was allowed to talk for a second and literally threw his hat into the ring for re-election, and the crowd went wild. First time you throw your hat in the ring. So that was printed all over the newspapers. Politician, don't know his name. Politician throws his hat in the ring.
Rudy Giuliani.
Steve Buscemi.
Good man.
No.
He's great guy. Not ever in political office.
Well, he's actually Steve Buscemi the fourth.
Stem Buscemi.
Steve Buscemi. Steve Buscemi.
Stem Buscemi. So, do you guys know the phrase that he's most commonly known for saying, by any chance?
Break your leg.
No. Cody, I feel like you would know this.
Sucker's born every minute.
Yes.
Okay, cool.
So everyone knows him for that saying. A sucker is born every minute.
I don't know. I feel like a lot of the other things you said were way more famous.
What about the?
No, but
He's literally shitting on the whole of humanity.
yeah.
Yeah.
With that phrase.
What about the
That's
phrase?
pretty
There's an ass for every seat. Is that him too?
That sounds good.
I don't know, that
He'd
sounds-
say that.
That does sound a little like 1930s.
He would
Oh,
say that.
1930s.
I don't know. He may have said that.
Maybe.
I'm not going to say he didn't. But that phrase that you just said, Cody, that was not him.
Sounds like it, man.
It was.
Really?
It does sound like him based off his job and how he would do all the hug bugs.
Yeah.
But he never said that.
Oh, that was just some shit someone made up?
Yeah.
As
Be
it was-
Some
danged
newspaper
about it?
editorial threw it in his mouth. He never said that shit.
Oh, well.
He respected his audience more than people let on.
His patrons.
Even though he was a silly racist man.
He was a
respected-
respectful, silly, racist man, for fuck's sake.
So,
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, I suppose what I'm trying to say with that is that, like, maybe I'm not roasting P.T. Barnum. Maybe I'm roasting America. Maybe I'm roasting what America does to people.
Oh, my God.
It's just got
Someone like
deep.
that. Yeah.
Damn.
Dude, you
Someone
are
like that is brings so much
deep.
joy to the masses, and we're going to put words in his mouth? Shame on you, America. You're getting roasted.
You
Get down.
realize none of America that's alive today was around there.
Yeah, true.
Okay.
Well,
Guess-
that's the point of our podcast, so we're having a good time.
Guess what, Tom? Nope. America will stand free.
And
we
proud.
will stand
America.
with our tripod. We don't
Erect.
have
America.
we don't have just two legs. We have a third leg that hangs out in the middle of the two legs.
God
I'm
bless.
so glad you keep bringing up this third hole and third leg thing.
We have our
so
freedom
well.
staff, and we can balance
Balance
our
herself on freedom style. That's what the lizard people don't want you to know. There's a phantom limb that all of us Americans have, but we've been brainwashed out of it by psychic vampires, unable to stand on
Yeah.
it whence we came.
Tripod syndrome.
You learn
Yes.
something new every
That's
day.
how we have 57 stars.
Yeah.
The other ones are invisible. They're in lemon ink. So I'm just letting you know. Just like, yo, if you put a black light underneath the American flag, you'll see more stars.
You're going to see way more stars
You
if you put a
Nicolas
black
Cage
light
in
up.
National Treasure.
Yeah, dude, I am.
You're
I am-
conflating national treasure.
I am Nicolas Cage of our food coos. I'm just saying.
Oh, I love it. All right, so joining up with James Bailey, as in the P.T. Barnum and Bailey Circus.
Oh
wanna
yeah,
hear more
how
about
do we get
Nicolas
about that,
Cage.
dog?
Bailey Circus was P.T.'s largest competitor. They were like squaring off a bit. They're like, you know,
Yeah.
touching each other's shoulders, you know, like feeling each other out. You know, they're wearing their fucking like 1860s onesies and they're like touching each other's bodies, getting ready to Roman Greco, you know, at each other.
Were they twirling their mustaches at each other?
They was. Excellent. Yes. So Barnum was no fool and decided to just merge with Bailey in 1880 and make the circus market their bitch
Merge
together.
with me.
Look how big
Oh,
we are now.
shit.
We're fucking huge.
Did I have a question?
Huge.
Because we're going into the all circus thing,
Okay.
and we did.
We've been there, dude.
Yeah, well, we're going into the real. We're going into the real circus, dog. P.T. Barnum and Bailey.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What?
Deepest,
So
bluest.
basically,
My hat's like a
my
circus.
question is, Cody did fucking Thomas Edison.
Edison. Yeah.
Was that an elephant on loan from one of them? bitches?
Topsy.
From what I understand, it could be.
Oh
Ooh.
shit!
It's like one of those things.
I
Like,
didn't
who's got
see
a
anything
fucking
about it.
extra elephant?
Yes.
Like burning a hole
That's
in their
what I'm
pocket?
saying. They're both in, like,
Probably Barnum.
Topsy was an elephant.
I'm googling it.
Well, no, I know the story.
Okay.
So Topsy was an elephant that was basically was a circus elephant. I don't know if it was one of their circus elephants.
well, he was in New Jersey and they were in New York.
Yeah, no, so it's very likely.
So-
So what happened was that this elephant ended up killing a few people. I think it killed a few trainers.
Bunch.
But it's a fucking giant animal. Like,
Good for you, Topsy.
so what happened was that Edison at this time was on his rampage against Tesla's technology of alternating current, and he was using his direct current. So what he did was he had done a bunch of really cruel things to this elephant as an experiment and a death penalty. So what the first thing they did was they fed it a bunch of cyanide-laced carrots.
Oh, great.
And it didn't die because it's like an elephant.
It's a
They-
fucking elephant.
Yeah.
It shrugs it off.
So then they hung it
With
with a one of those cranes, big old cranes.
steam powered.
That's so mean.
Yeah,
Oh my god.
yeah, mean as shit. Elephant survives.
Didn't die.
You know what they do next? They electrocute it
with
with
The-
alternating current
yup
to show how dangerous it is
the
to the public.
competing
Rasputin.
technology.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was like a Rasputin elephant. They
Yeah.
kept shooting it in the dick and drowning it and poisoning it, but he's cool.
Well, if you want to learn more about another dickhead and listen to our old
Dude.
episode,
Give me-
that's really good.
Check out that
Yeah. Give me
episode.
those listens on Edison.
We'll get it. So, Barnum and Bailey Circus could not be stopped. Like,
The juggernaut,
so
bitch.
many fucking elephants. They were basically like a mega church of circuses.
Oh shit!
You know, they were like, we got the money,
They got the-
we got the tane, come on down.
The elephant monopoly.
Yeah, the elephant now. So, Bridgeport actually became their new location, and Bridgeport, Connecticut.
Take the ferry
And
from Port Jeff.
This was known as the
Oh yeah.
biggest circus town in the world because that was their headquarters, and all the circus workers, they lived there when they weren't on the road, so it was like a huge boom to the Bridgeport economy.
Yeah, it turned into a legit Connecticut city, dog.
Hell yeah. So let's get back into the personal life stuff.
No more elephants.
No, so these things happen, the business is booming.
Elephants happen.
Dude, I think how many elephant dongs did he look at? It's just a real question though. Like not sexually. I'm not implying that he would
No,
look at
observationally.
Yeah, I'm not implying that
Like
he would
science
look
experiments are important.
I'm not implying that he would look at an elephant dick sexually. But how many times did he have to look?
I'm gonna say 71.
71 times.
Yeah.
That's a great
Over
number.
the course of his lifetime.
I'm starting a lottery.
No,
so
way,
everyone throw money
way more
down.
than 71, dude. There's pictures of him with fleets of like 30 fucking elephants.
Does
So-
it count the next day? If you look at Jumbo's dick on Tuesday and then do it again on Wednesday, did you look at
Counts
two elephant dicks
after
or
5
once?
minutes. Elephant dick.
That's a lot. Okay, so the refresh rate is 5
minute rule.
minutes?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
that's the
Because you
origin.
shouldn't be looking at it.
That's the origin of the 5 minute rule.
Okay, if that's
when's
your
the last
para-
time you seen the peen?
5 minutes.
That's a
5
new
minutes.
peen. You're looking at a new.
You're
peen.
looking at brand new peen.
Brand
So
new peen.
by that logic, I say he's seen maybe a 250,000 of penis dick
250,000
Yeah, exactly.
over his
dicks.
lifetime.
Seen a lot of them drippy,
Wow.
hairy
If it's a
boys.
new penis every 5 minutes and he's got like 30 elephants,
That's nice,
Yeah.
I want you to cut every other fucking sentence he said out. So that's the only remnant of like off mic in this fucking class.
Oh man. So on to the personal life. In 1873, his invalid wife Charity, that we barely mentioned because she was just like sitting there holding her own hands, and waiting for him to come home for weeks at a time.
Good job, PT.
She passes the F away. Now, 1 year later, he's married to his long-term so-called platonic friend, Nancy Fish.
Oh.
Now, they were friends for quite some time, and she was 40 years his junior.
Yeah, but you know what they say about Nancy Fish.
Mhm.
I'm not even gonna say it.
Well, listen, don't
It's-
worry about it.
Is that like a
So they had
Shape
a
of Water
relationship for
joke?
about 10 years, but perhaps the old jumbo shrimp and fish were just meant to be together.
Oh,
See what I'm saying?
that's a nice old Archer Treachers.
A little Archer, yeah.
Year of the Treacher.
So after Jumbo's death, PT actually retired from the circus times, leaving control to Bailey. In 1919, a few years after Bailey's death, the Ringling Brothers merged with Barnum and Bailey's. Technically, the runtime on that whole spiel was 1871 to 2017.
Oh wow,
Long times.
Yeah.
that was a long time. Wait, when did you say the merger was in 1916?
The merger was in 1919.
1919.
So I believe
right after
Bailey
World War
died
I.
in 1906.
Okay.
And I'll get to when Barnum died, but it's
Right.
before then.
Okay.
Barnum went to Europe to share his likeliness with the folks at Madame Tussauds and leave a
Hey.
final message on Edison's phonograph.
Oh shit.
So he
That's
did
cool.
these things. He knew he was mortal
Mhm.
and wanted to do some cool shit right before he died. He was like one of the world's biggest entertainers, so why not?
So he like farted into the phonograph. It was like, "Hello, my baby. Hello, my honey. Hello, my ragtime girl."
He had that weird fucking transatlantic thing going on. I heard the recording. I didn't pull it up, but if you want to look that up, pull up P.T. Barnum's
He had the,
phonograph recording.
"Hey, I'm P.T. Barnum."
He's just like, I like to share my immortality.
Very rare accent.
I would like to tell. Like, you don't know what kind of accent it is. It's kind of like transatlantic meets like old racist.
Nice.
So his death, let's get there.
yeah, dog.
Cause of death.
In the fall of 1890, P.T. Cruiser suffered a stroke that stuck him in bed till the end. The New York Sun did P.T. Barnum a favor and wrote his obituary before he died, so he'd have a chance to read it.
Oh,
Just like we do.
We do that. Guess
Fancy.
what? That's how we do it.
That's how we do. So yes, thank you for your obituaries, everyone.
Yeah.
Letting
Tweet
us do
at
them.
Barnum.
Yeah, tweet at Barnum, suck an elephant dick, you Barnum.
Suck my elephant cock. Hey. Suck it.
So, yeah, Barnum died a few months later, April 7th, 1891.
1891.
Damn.
So what's that? Ripe old age of...
Oh, he was 80.
Fuck all.
Wait.
Oh, yeah, he was 80.
Wait, so he died in 1891 and Bailey lived until when?
1906. Now,
1906.
Bailey did not make the Bailey Circus.
Okay.
His father did. And his father had
Oh.
passed away long before then. His father had died for like 30 years before Bailey had died.
Okay.
So, at the point of the merger, James was still like kind of new to the deal.
Oh, so fucking like P.T. Barnum just rolled them over and
Not-
fucking take them in the ween.
From what I understand, they were like pretty cool with each other.
Oh, okay.
They were, and they still work together. You know, it was
Okay.
like kind of one of those like, hey, dude, we got these fucking awesome circuses because it's like the only entertainment, and they don't even have Nintendo Switches yet. So like, you guys
Hey.
want to chill?
Hey, bro, I got an elephant. Hey, bro, I got a clune. Hey, bro, can we have an elephant and clune hang out together?
A clue?
Whoa, we will now have P.T. Barnums and clunes and elephants.
Bellafans.
That's how it happened.
All right, so that's P.T. Barnum, but I want to talk a little more about the legacy of P.T. Barnum.
Oh, yeah.
I want to talk about some of his more notable talents, i.e., some of the freaks.
Oh,
After he died? Oh, okay.
No, I just want to talk about it because I
In
didn't
the
get into
show.
specifics, so I kind of want to just give a little breakdown of some of these other freaks.
I got you.
Some of these
Yeah.
people who made serious fucking money showing off their fucking deformed penises.
Oh, is that a thing?
I will show you. So, do you guys remember General Tom Thumb,
Yes.
the little baby boy?
Little baby son.
Okay, so let me tell you about someone who's very dear to him, and that was Lavinia Warren.
Okay.
Now, Lavinia, and her sister Minnie, they were two proportionate dwarf sisters.
Minnie.
Yes, they weren't
Name
twins.
was Minnie.
They weren't twins. They were born several years apart, and they actually had siblings of normal size. I guess genetically, they just were smaller.
Had some little tiny people syndromes.
Yeah.
in their
Exactly.
genes.
So Lavinia ended up marrying Tom Thumb, and the ceremony was paid for by Barnum after finding a church that would allow it.
Tiny church.
No, it wasn't a tiny church, but a lot of it was very discriminatory because they kind of saw a lot of freaks, like deformities and stuff.
You must be this
Like,
tall to get married.
Your pregnant mom saw something horrible or did something horrible
And that's why
or
you're fucked
unsacred,
up.
and that's why you're fucked up.
Yeah.
So there was a lot of discrimination towards people with all kinds of strange things happening with their bodies.
Goddamn religions.
Yeah, I thought you were like the devil or some shit, right?
Yeah,
Or
pretty
some
much.
type-
Yeah,
some-
like if you were
Fuck.
if you had like the pinheadism, they thought that your mom like made a deal with the devil or something. Weird shit.
That
So before
true.
the marriage, there was a struggle for alpha male and the heart of Lavinia between General Tom Thumb and one of the other small people who worked with P.T. Barnum by the name Commodore George Washington Morrison Nutt. Or just Commodore Nutt.
Nice.
Oh, that's such a good name.
What was my name? Damn.
I feel like a bad person for laughing.
No, it's okay because I feel like a bad person for writing some of the script. Because my next line was, after busting a nut, Tom came out on top and married Lavinia.
Oh shit.
Oh,
So he busted a nut.
He busted that nut. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
that's beautiful, Tom.
After their
That's
marriage,
poetry.
After their marriage, they even got a congratulations from President Abe Lincoln.
Ooh.
Oh,
The tall man.
Yes,
He was-
keep in mind, Tom was a celebrity.
Well, he was a tall boy. You just probably gave him a little pat on the head with his foot.
That's a kick, Travis.
no, it was a pat. He had long
What have
toes.
you been doing to little people?
No, he didn't even raise his foot up. It was just like the toe kind of coming up. You
Yeah.
know, like when you fuck
Just
around with your
rocked
feet in
the heel
sandals.
back.
Yeah, you have it. Yeah.
Well, I think one day we might do Abraham Lincoln, but he's a big fan of Crocs. So his toes were always available.
Yeah, big time.
Yeah.
So some people saw this solely as a publicity stunt, which it was, but these two little people were very much in love with each other.
They make out.
Also, Tom Thumb was like almost a millionaire after all the appearances. He had continued touring after the P.T. Barnum days, and he was just chilling. He had a big ass mansion, he had a bunch of horses.
Shorty's
Like-
got stacks.
Yeah, man, like fucking chilled, you know? So they lived happily ever after until he was 45 and died of a heart attack.
Oh.
That seems like a
Oh.
good ripe age for that time.
Yeah, well, when you're that little,
Well,
and
you're
your
also
body's
tiny.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like tiny and big people kind of age all weird.
yeah. So let's get into some other weirdos. We got the Wild Men of Borneo, Wayno and Putanor, or their real names, Harem and Barney Davis.
I am Putanor. Hello.
We know someone named Davis.
Yeah. I
We know
promise
a
you.
family named Davis.
Yeah. I promise you that these fellows have nothing in common with our Davises.
Okay.
Because, and I'll tell you why.
Okay,
In more
why?
depth. So they were dwarves, and they were also mentally handicapped.
Oh.
Oh, okay.
They were both 45 pounds each, but with superhuman strength, able to lift over 300 pounds each.
What?
Damn.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Here's my question. Actually from Borneo?
Nope.
Never.
Nah, probably from Jersey.
Never.
No. I don't know where they're from. They're American, though.
Trenton.
Yeah,
The
definitely
specific.
Jersey.
Yeah.
But they-
Newark or Trenton.
Yeah.
so the part of their act was actually to go just like out into the audience and pick up members of the audience.
Wait, they
Just
were
be like, oh,
45
pick you up and
pounds.
put
They
you
could pick up
down.
300 pounds.
Yeah.
They were ant people.
yes.
That is terrifying.
It was insane, yeah. But these guys actually stayed in character so much. Like I said, their names weren't fucking Wayno and Putanor. It was fucking Harem and Barney. They were like Jews, you know? How you doing?
Hey, you gotta get pastrami
they-
after the show.
They stayed in character so much. They made a lot of money with P.T. Barnum.
Kayfabe, baby.
And they were able to retire pretty early. And they lived into their 90s.
Nice.
Fuck
And
yeah.
Even their obituaries wrote their names as Wayno and Putanor.
Bam Bam and Plutinkies.
Yeah. So and they kept that whole Borneo thing going forever. So they were like the original kayfabes.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Special.
Back to the freaks. We got Josephine Clofolia.
Florida.
Now this was a bearded lady.
you
Your
go.
typical bearded lady.
Okay.
She had a full beard by the age of 8.
Too much protein.
You know, when P.T. Barnum got this act, he expected the audience to kind of call humbug. And he, you know, because of so much of his acts were just bullshit, and this one was legitimate, he was hoping that people would be like, nah, it's just a man in a dress, dog.
Nah,
But-
dog.
But no one did that. Everyone was like, oh my God, it's a bearded lady. And he was just like, no one's going to call me on this because
Wait.
you wanted the press.
Was it actually a man in a dress though?
No, it was a woman, a bearded woman.
Oh,
lady.
okay.
It was legitimate.
legitimate
This was totally.
Birded worm.
So he was upset that no one tried to call humbug because you know when you have something in your fucking back pocket and you're just like, oh, you think I don't have this?
Yeah,
And then it's just like, I do have it. You look like a stupid idiot.
exactly.
So now he liked to do that with the press. You know, anytime he can get press that would turn in his favor, he wanted that shit.
Oh,
So
yeah.
what he ended up doing was he hired someone to sue him over false advertising to get more public attention.
What's the showman?
Fuck.
Yeah, and it worked. Everyone was writing up about the legitimacy of this lady, and then everyone swamping to the museum to see the lady with the bird.
Lady with the beard.
I almost feel like it was just PT again, just with the mustache. Like, I heard that guy doesn't have a bearded lady.
I kind of think that was that bearded lady the ancient, not ancient, but the relative of Action Bronson.
It could be.
Maybe.
He's a very
I don't know what his
excellent
moms look
I
like.
think so.
I'm just picturing Action Bronson with bigger tits.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's pretty much what was going on. That's pretty much what she looked like.
Because you got the goatee then.
Spot
More
on.
than a beard.
Yeah.
So we got more freaks to come. So this one's one of my personal favorites, which is Prince Randian. Now, this dude was born with no arms or legs.
Okay.
For his performance, Barnum would dress him up like a snake or a potato.
Oh my god.
And his show was that he would roll a cigarette with his mouth, only his mouth, and light it with his mouth.
Dude, he was in Freaks.
Hell
He was in the movie. Yes, he was in the movie
Yeah.
Freaks. Yeah.
He was a black guy, right?
Yeah, black
Yeah,
dude.
yeah,
Yes,
yeah.
He was a gentleman who just like had no arms and legs and would chill.
And he did that in the movie, and I was like, holy shit, that
Yeah.
is awesome.
So apparently, everyone who knew this guy, he was like funny as fuck. Apparently, they just want to hang out with him all the time because he's just funny as shit, and he had a great sense of humor.
Yeah.
Like you can just make fun of him all day, and he would just dish it back at you.
Oh, fuck yeah.
Like I would like to have this guy fucking sit in on us. Luckily, he died.
Luckily.
Luckily, I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
shitbag,
No. Well, he would be dead anyway. No,
Yeah.
he died in his 80s. He had a full
Had a
life.
long life.
Yeah,
Full
yeah.
life.
Long, well,
Full
long
life,
limitless
less than full body.
So he was getting paid just to light cigarettes with no arms or legs.
Okay, when
Yeah.
you say just light, like you
That's
fucking tried rolling and lighting a cigarette
That's-
without
yeah,
your
that's probably
fucking.
really
Dude,
hard.
I'm just saying,
Hell
that's my
yeah.
dream job.
He made every cent,
He was
Mike.
just chilling every day.
He's my Steve Bezos.
Do you guys remember Will Ferrell's cartoon, The Oblongs?
Oh, it was great. Yeah, it was that character. Yeah.
Bob Oblong.
Oh my
just
god.
hobbling around.
I would not be surprised if that's what that
Because
was based on.
They're both funny as hell.
Oh, great stuff. So I got two more freaks for you. So we got Chang Yu Sing. Now he was an 8-foot tall Chinese giant who would make fun of white people who used to stereotype Chinese people for being short.
Was he actually Chinese?
awesome.
Yes, he was Chinese.
Oh, this is the first time they got it right. I'm like, what was his name?
Chang Yu Sing.
Yeah, I'm like, is this a Mexican? Like,
No, that dude.
honest to goodness, Chinaman. Good on.
No,
Barnum.
you walk in the room that he was in, he'd just be like, "Oh, you think Chinese people are shorter?"
What?
That's so good.
Yeah, so he would just make fun of people too. Also, great sense of humor.
That's awesome.
Now, here's my personal
We
favorite.
need more people like that nowadays.
Yes,
Yes.
they'll have fun with themselves. Also,
Tall
P.T.
Chinaman.
Barnum, his exhibit, he marketed Chang as being 9 feet tall. Just because he liked,
But he was-
It's a
he was
guesstimate.
8 feet tall. I mean, pretty fucking
Who's
tall. dude.
measuring him?
They put sugar on top, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's gotta
Just
Some
gotta
high
get
heels.
the people in here. How
High
you
heels,
going, baby?
High heels with the fucking fish tank in the bottom.
yeah.
Oh, yes.
Hot.
So, my favorite is Myrtle Corbin, a 4-legged girl.
Oh.
And this bitch had 4 legs. Know what I'm saying?
How many holes she have?
I'm getting to that. She had an undeveloped conjoined twin
Yeah.
that only developed in the leg area.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Oh shit.
So she did, in fact, have 2 functioning pusses
Whoa.
and had children out of both of them.
What?
No way.
Yeah.
Wait, so people
She had
are-
5 children back and forth, straddled that shit.
Wait, hold on a second. So that means people were banging different pusses?
Her husband,
Yeah.
who married her when she was 19,
There's something special
was
about
banging
him.
2 pussies.
That's freaky. man.
How
That's
tight
some
is that
freaky
shit?
He's like,
It's not
I'm
bad.
gonna-
Girl wants to get down. It's just like, you got 2 pussies for me?
Oh yeah. It's
Damn.
like,
Was there something special about her husband?
No,
So-
he was a
I gotta
kidna.
look-
He had
I gotta
a
look that
dick
up
with
real
8
quick.
dickheads.
No, this is straight science, dog. Like, they even, like, inspected this.
Yeah.
Like, someone
Wait,
else gave...
but there was definitely like
someone
a
else
2
was a
penis, 2
midwife.
vagina,
like,
couple.
some midwife who was just like, oh, you had your first kid. Like, wait, the other one's coming out of the other hole?
Oh, you got a
Fuck's going
side
on?
door?
You got-
What is
you got-
this?
You got 2
Yeah.
vagines?
Could she
Yes.
feel both vaginas, or were the other one like?
Where was the other one? Like on the side of her?
No, it was like
I
in
don't know.
front of her. It was like a little... It was like another person sitting
It's
in
like
your
a
lap
third
all the
nipple,
time.
Kind of.
Yeah, like, imagine a third nipple, but, like, those nipples gave birth.
Gotcha.
This is awkward.
So check this shit out.
Pooping out babies out of every hole.
So
Did you
yeah.
have what? Did she anaconda one out though? Like
Through her
No,
mouth?
no.
Yeah, through her
It was
mouth?
It was 5 kids, and she just, like, kind of back and forth.
Okay,
So
like a Thompson machine
check this
gun.
shit out. Now, she was one of Barnum's highest paid acts.
Oh yeah.
Sure.
She was making $450 a week.
Oh shit.
This is back in the 1850s.
Yeah.
That's equivalent to $11K a week.
Did
dog.
she do the ping pong show?
No.
I don't know. She just kind of sat there. She was just
Okay.
like, check out my legs. Look at my
I
legs.
feel like I might be freaked out because I'm afraid of spiders.
Yeah,
They got too many legs and they move fast.
So she got them two working ovaries, and she's working overtime.
Over
With them two ovaries. She might. I don't think it's true, but she could if you thought about it. She got banged up, and like if husband was just like, "You're preggo in one, I'll bang you," and
then the other one just like prego and they mash.
Yeah, I don't know if that actually happened, but it would be nice to think about.
I'm gonna probably say it did.
Probably did.
Jesus
gonna go with
Christ.
Yeah. Could you imagine?
I'm gonna go with it.
The 1800s were so weird. Some weird fucking shit was going on then. Holy shit.
Oh yeah, yeah, crazy times, dog.
What was this girl's name again?
Let me go back here. Her name was Myrtle Corbin.
Okay.
It was the summer of 1869.
Interestingly, there was a different two-vaginaed woman who did marry a two-penised man.
Oh,
Different one.
Yeah, totally unrelated to
No
what we're talking. This is
fucking
who I
way.
thought we were talking about.
Oh,
but-
okay. No, but she got down too.
Yeah, apparently.
I guess so.
hell yeah.
Damn.
Yeah,
Ripley's.
legs.
She got like
Oh,
double penetration was normal to her.
I don't know.
Like that was just regular. I got two vaginas.
If your
Anyway.
husband's got two dicks, sure.
So that wraps up some of our freaks. What do you guys think about freak shows?
This is we before,
start-
yeah, before the podcast fired up. Tom and I were talking about this, but it's just like I feel like there's a certain responsibility to make sure your freak is happy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like especially if the freak has like diminished capacities, like your pinhead.
I mean,
friend.
The fact that he was giving them like legitimate income,
Right.
Yeah.
I'm like,
At what expense though? It's just like
well, yeah, it's definitely degrading, but at the same time, it seemed like he was giving them like a fair share of like what they owed.
Yeah.
You could see people back and they'd be like, "This is a weirdo. I'm not paying him anything.
Yeah.
Here's 5 Skittles."
Well, it's
Skittles.
okay. So in doing some of my research, I found out that there are anti-freak groups.
Yeah.
And it's a bunch of people who are trying to be overly considerate and saying, hey, these people are people too. You can't exploit them like this. But the
However-
biggest force of people fighting them back are the freaks themselves. Because the
Right.
way they look at it, I'm generalizing, but this is the overall consensus from freaks, is that they're entertainers.
Yeah.
They went into this knowing what they were getting into. They're adults. They can make their own fucking decisions. And if they're dealing with handicaps or something like that, and they want to be an entertainer and call themselves a freak, totally on them.
If those handicaps aren't mental.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean, like
that's
the pinheads. Like I know for
The Borneo guys.
I
too,
can't
right?
remember.
the
I
two
can't remember
Borneo kids,
exactly
yeah.
what the condition is for pinheads, but they're mentally handicapped
Yes, they are.
and they have weird pinheads. So like I don't know.
Yeah. They're
Like
fully
that's
aware.
kind of fucked. You
Yeah.
know what I mean? Like
They're not really sure what they're doing, kind of in a way.
yeah.
Maybe, maybe not.
Maybe
it's just
not.
like one of those gray
not.
areas that it's hard to check.
Microcephaly. So
That's
just
it, yeah.
micro being small, cephaly being cephalic head.
Yeah.
But
So-
a bearded lady's got like a.
Yeah, they have
I
a
can see
choice.
bearded lady,
You know, like
she knows what she's doing.
or
Yeah,
like
bearded
any of the
ladies,
small
probably.
people or limbless people. Like they know everything that's going on.
It's probably a lot harder for them to get work in the regular world,
Yeah.
right.
But,
as opposed
but the
to
thing
just,
is, like P.T. Barnum pretty much had a monopoly on how much they got paid because he was the only one that
seemed
hired
like he
them.
was
but he
paying them
paid them
alright.
well, actually.
Yeah,
One thing-
yeah.
There's
According
a huge
to
misconception
history.
with him, and like with all the weird, shitty things that he did pay his workers well,
Right.
And
That's
he
good.
counted those people as people, except with that first one. Joyce Heth, that was a learning
Yeah, a
process.
little weird.
You,
Yeah,
you know,
a
you
little
get
weird on that
you
one.
get a slave who's old and decrepit, and you show her off to the world saying George Washington sucked this nip. It's a little different than the way he treated the
Well,
others.
See
I
any
mean-
splinters from that?
I don't know, dude. All the fucking promo pictures, her hands are really long and creepy.
Mm.
Wooden teeth.
One of these days, maybe we'll do a gladiator owner
Oh.
because they had fucking a freak show and everything.
Super
too.
slave owners.
They didn't pay dick.
No, no.
You know what I mean?
But the culture of freak showism took place really in Coney Island. That's
Yeah.
that's where a lot of that shit is. And
York.
there's still a couple freak shows there today.
Oh yeah.
But back in the day, like war times, 1940s, 1950s, there was a lot of that shit, man. And those freaks were into it because not only did they get paid really well, they had communities. They were able to relate to people.
Oh yeah. There's actually a place on Long Island. It's in Merrick. It's not a community anymore. But if you go to Merrick, there's like this weird circle neighborhood. And
Cul-de-sac.
it's kind of no, it's weird though. It's not like a normal court or anything. It's like weird circles.
Okay.
Weird circles.
Good
You
geometry.
talking about a little person community?
Yes, it was a community of all little people, and they built small houses.
Oh.
Yeah, of
and
course.
you can drive around this little court, and you can see and now they've got modern day fucking huge Escalades and shit in their fucking driveway, and they're like the size of the house.
Right.
It's crazy, and they built regular houses next to it too.
Back in the I think it was 1910s, there was a community in Coney Island. They called it a midget city.
Yeah,
And that's what it was. That's basically, but they would you can go in there and you can visit these midgets. And it was even to the point where they had their own police department and fire department.
Oh, wow.
oh, that's
Yeah.
cool.
The whole city ended up burning down. It wasn't that
Oh,
big. It was only a
jeez.
few buildings, but they
Yeah.
had all their own jurisdictions.
Not
Yeah.
big.
Hey, wasn't that big?
Bumped.
Yeah, but it ended up burning down, and then the folks who had started it want to rebuild it, and the state said no.
Right,
Even though the people who live there liked living there.
right.
So I don't know. It's it's an interesting topic because you feel like these people are being exploited based on our 2018 minds.
Where'd
Yeah.
you go?
I'm
19?
I'm back in.
Dude,
I'm having a
20th
hard time,
century
man.
fox. 20th century dicks. 20th century foxes.
20th century. I'm
a
in the wrong
SoundCloud rapper.
centuries. Yeah, you're 20th century
Dicks.
elephant penis.
Yeah.
Baby elephant penis.
No, but I was gonna say a serious thing that I learned once. I was basically gonna say that I was basically
Basically.
that P.T. Barnum. I feel like he might have been one of the best examples of that shit. You know what I mean? Because I'm sure there was other imitators
Oh, yeah.
that didn't pay their fucking freaks shit.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah, that,
You know
that-
what I mean? Like
Mhm.
that
Oh,
was hitting the big leagues because he would actually pay you.
Well, during the peak of that entertainment in the early 1900s, they were making so much money that there were other places popping up with fake freaks. There was
The shaved bear
Oh.
yeah, shaved bear,
parading as a
two-
bearded lady.
two sisters that just wore a fucking girdle together and just called
Oh,
themselves
we're
like
connected.
Siamese twins. And that shit happened a lot
Yeah.
because this was a serious community. This was not entertaining was more engaging back then in the sense that you had to go. You didn't have television, you didn't have radio or anything.
Yeah,
you
they
go
go
down, you
look
go
at
saw
it.
something.
Yeah.
You paid. They had these things called 10-for-1s, freak shows. And what it was is that they had the freaks come out and do their act, and they would last anywhere between 5 to 10 minutes, and they would do it in rotations of 10. So you would the freaks would take what number they were in the rotation, and then it would hit 1 through 10, and then it would loop all day long for 8 hours.
Mm-hmm.
So when you walked into it, you would see whatever act you saw first, and then as soon as that act came back on, you knew you saw all of them, and you
All of
left.
Okay.
And that was run all day.
So cycled.
Yeah, it was just the form of entertainment. It's very vaudevillian in a way, you know?
Yeah. I feel like I want to roast my own great grandfather. He's a vaudeville star.
Oh yeah. Oh, he was a dog man, right?
Yeah, he's a dog man.
Travis's granddad
He
was
was
a
the-
dog man.
He was the OG furry, and we might
Oh, yeah.
Oh, really?
and we might do him in the future because he was a dick. But I don't know. You just brought up
Unlike your
vaudeville.
dad.
Yeah. No, my dad is actually Dickly.
literally dick.
Dickly.
Anyway.
All right. Well, I think that's it for
Hey.
the coverage on PT.
So
Barnum.
what do we think about the boy though? I don't think he gave a shit about anyone that he actually
Yeah.
fucking had on his show. He's just trying to make money.
No,
Yeah, he's
exactly.
capitalist.
He
He's
was
just a scumbag, you know?
he was making so much money that he was able to pay them
Yeah.
a lot of money, and
It's kind of
actually no, I'm gonna have to say that his relationship with Tom Thumb.
Or maybe a few of them, like the big boys.
I mean, most of the
Because
people
he was
who,
pulling the most money in.
well, like when you went and auditioned to be a freak for him, he always gave you a chance.
Mm.
You know,
it's like as far as a talent scout can go.
Right.
Like you only want the interesting ones.
Okay.
The interesting ones are like the people that are actually two people
I
connected
get it. I
together.
still think that he was all about the moon.
he was about the moon,
Of course.
and he made
You
a
know.
shit ton of moon.
That's not nothing really wrong, but he's all about the money when you're dealing with people. So I'm gonna say
that's why I don't like him because it's just like
Roasted.
people are not money.
He's strictly about the business, you know?
yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's-
I'll just say this: I thought it'd be a lot worse when I did my research on him. I still think he's kind of a dickhole, but he ain't as bad of a dickhole as I thought he was gonna be with my research. You know, because that's what we do here. You know, we look into people. It's 100% accurate. Don't you forget this, folks. Roast mortem. Quote us in your thesis papers.
Cite us.
Exactly.
V true.
Yes.
You know it's real when Travis says that 3 times.
Yeah.
How many times did you say that?
I don't know.
Okay.
You
All right,
guys want to
cool.
go to a circus together?
It's
Yeah,
gone.
let's find one. No, we can find one.
You can go to Vegas, Circus.
Well, we can hit other circuses.
I wanna
Just
go to
Ringling
circus.
Brothers.
Dude, I just want to see Chris Angel.
Oh, I would love to see him.
He said that so earnestly.
Oh my god, that'd be so sweet.
Yeah.
Let's go to
One-man
Vegas.
Circus.
His new name is Sick Angel.
Hey, if you listen to Roast Mortem Podcast
Chris Angel,
and
if
you
you're out
live in
there.
Las Vegas
If you're Chris
and
Angel,
you know somebody who can get us into one of the, I would love to do one night at the Tangiers.
Ooh.
Get us in.
Yeah.
We're Roast Mortem. People are gonna love us. They're gonna, we'll get them in for free. Send them to the buffet.
we got flyers.
And
Give
then
them a flyer.
we'll give them flyers, 15% off the buffet if you come to our show.
Vegas buffets are a thing to fuck with, my friend.
They sure are. It's a culture. But thanks for tuning in to the Roast Mortem coverage of P.T. Barnum.
There you go.
Oh,
Phineas Taylor Barnum,
Phineas Taylor Barnum, Fiend Teen.
80-year-old, good age for that.
He
time
did all
frame.
right. He did pretty good, especially for someone who didn't stop moving. He
And
knew how to
was
work.
Probably constantly film, like, at least had a slight film of elephant dung on him.
Just
Yeah,
a
but we
little
also
bit.
saw a lot of elephant penis. We established that earlier.
Yeah, exactly. So once again, I am.
You know, only about half of elephants have penises, right, Travis?
No, more than 3/8.
That would just collapse.
more
the
than 3/8.
society.
That would be about half.
More than 3/8 don't have penises.
Oh, there you go.
Ah, trick question.
All right, thank you. Well, once again, I am
No
Tom
one's answering.
Saltman. You can follow me at Saunched on Twitter, SAUNTCHT.
Travis, you can follow me at Twitter.
I'm Cody McCann. You can follow me also at Twitter. CODYMCCANN.
And I'm Mike, and you can follow me on Twitter at Mike Regan, 2 N's.
And you can follow us collectively on Twitter or Instagram at Roast Mortem Cast. And we'll love you so much.
Thank you, Shane.
Oh, you said it.
Oh,
From this
said it.
Thank you,
Shane.
thank you,
Said
thank
thank
you,
you,
thank you,
Shane.
thank you,
It's
thank
supposed to
you,
be the
thank
end
you,
of the podcast or something.
Shane.